Hello everyone, it's Hanafuda and welcome to Joliet, Illinois for the, what's it called again? Tropicana 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Possibly international, possibly motor, because there might be cars driving around it at occasions. You can definitely tell it's the Tropicana 400 because of the large oranges just outside the walls of the racetrack. Pretty sure one of those famously started rolling onto the track in turn 4 and onto the front straight during a qualifying session one year. And that was all a good time. So yeah, well, without any further hesitation, let's just get straight into your starting order here. We've got Gil Samaya on pole alongside Leroy Jenkins. Good qualifying result from the two Joe Gibbs cars today, Mathis Wells and Chris Harvey in the second row. Daniel Voiles starts alongside Steve Morgan. Riley Spurley with Mo Zane here. Joey Trickle and the Goats in row 5. Then we got Evans, Bracken, Ozcon, Wolf, Reggie Fogelman, Sound, Burnett, White, Smith, Thomas, Tyke, Shaunavall, Davis, PK, Cropley, Whitlock, Lego, Sato, Pepper, Monaco, Johnson, Shawbloff, Flobo, Jana Fogelman, Franco, Austin, Ebrahimi, and Langestein. And rounding out the field today, Allen and Hicks. So, 67 laps around this 1.5 mile racetrack, which it's hard I can't remember which one is a pastiche of which, but I think people would be hard-pressed to argue against the fact that Las Vegas, Chicagoland, and Kansas Motor Speedway are all very similar to each other. Perhaps more so than Texas and Atlanta, or California and Michigan, those pairs, because, well, yeah, first of all, there are 3 of them, and second, I think that people tend to see the racing at these tracks maybe a little bit boring. I could be wrong. But I remember I never really was too much of a fan of Chicagoland or Kansas. And perhaps that's surprising because I love Las Vegas so much. But, I mean, yeah, I live here. So obviously I'm biased towards it. Yeah, and besides those, it's kind of difficult to think of any other sorts of pairs of racetracks that really resemble each other quite closely. Daytona and Talladega are definitely 2 different beasts for one. Yeah, Charlotte, I think it could sort of get lumped up with Texas and Atlanta, but I think Charlotte is significantly different enough. Yeah, it all has a common as being a quad oval. We could possibly continue this conversation in a bit of a moment's time because we've got the green flag. And we've got Gil Samaya jumping the start there, obviously outpacing Leroy Jenkins to the line without very much issue. All eyes, I think, are going to be on the Goat in this situation here. Oh, it's a pretty nice view of the cars heading through. I got to give them that. It's a nice view. I kind of changed my position on Chicagoland after running this race, because I think that in previous years of the Cup Series on my channel, that Chicagoland has been a boring race, but and same with Kansas. At least I always sort of assumed that it would be, and perhaps in a sense that was a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But as you can see, the Goat moving up the field. Remember, he started 9th or 10th. I think it was 9th, and well, he's cutting his way through the field like a knife through butter. Yeah, I bet you really love. Oh crap, that's Riley Spurley spinning in the background. Daniel Voiles into the wall as well. Trickle gets collected. Sato runs into Trickle's car. And, oh dear, another massive pileup on the front stretch. Caution's out, obviously. Lap 3, and yeah, that's already the situation, I think. Wait, do people have to run back to the caution? Caution's out, right? Okay, so I think, yeah, because Samaya made it to the line after before the caution came out, these guys are gonna have to race back. But whatever, we can just take a look at the replay real fast here, anyways. But yeah, so actually, I think, well, okay, so the Goat gets up into Jenkins's car and sends him up into the wall. Well, at the same time, sorry, I keep going back here. It's 3 wide with Bracken, Spurley, and Voiles very momentarily. Voiles gets slowed up. He's going too tight out of turn 4. Collects Zane. Well, not really, but yeah, he gets into Zane's car. They both move down the racetrack Spin Voiles out. Voiles goes up the racetrack into Trickle's path. Wolf gets a bit of a touch, nothing too serious. Sato piles into Trickle's rear end there, and that collects Charlebois, Whitlock, I think Pepper, and Johnson as well. Alberto Franco just barely able to avoid Spurley's car, but unfortunately he gets caught up with Johnson, as mentioned. But yeah, I think that, other than that, look at this. I think Franco had a very close call there with Riley Spurley's car. I mean, look at that. That is incredible. Let's see if we can slow this down as much as we can here. Oh yeah, there is just the slightest touch. Yeah, I think you heard that, but yeah. Anyways, more importantly, these guys are apparently still racing back to the caution. Yeah, obviously. That's the GOAT up into third. As a result here, and yeah, oh, is everyone slowing down? See, I'm kind of confused here because it kind of seems like everyone else is slowing down. I don't remember because I drove this race on Tuesday? Honestly, I think I drove this race on Tuesday, and I'm recording this on Friday, so it's been a few days I've had this waiting to be recorded. So yeah, okay, I think everything's sorted here. Pace car's gonna collect the fields. We'll soon find out who is still good to continue this race. Trickles onto pit road, as you can see. And it's obviously going to be a massive hammer blow to Joey Trickle, one of the best performers this season, if he has to retire very early on from this race. Sato's retired from the race, but as you can see, Trickle's getting his tires changed, so he may be good to continue. Quite a few cars, pit crews, getting ready here to receive their drivers. Yeah, here we go. There's cars onto pit road right now. There is a splash of fuel needed to make it to the end of this race. But yeah, okay, that's the GOAT getting 4 tires. That seems a little bit excessive. The few cars in the field also getting. Sabaya just driving straight through the stop-go man there. No respect for the MIP. I mean, the guy's invincible because he's basically, yeah. They can all no-clip through him, as is the case with a lot of the MIPs, but still, like, show some respect to the stop-go man. So yeah, we'll have to see who stays on. Spurley exiting the pits, I believe. Yeah. Oh no, he's entering his pit stall actually. And there he is with Voiles. They're going to need to repair the damage to that car. So as you can see, Franco, Whitlock, and Johnson, who were involved in that incident on lap 3, are leaving pit road right now, which bodes well for them. Same deal with Charlebois and Pepper here. As mentioned, Sato has retired from the race. I believe he's the only retirement, in fact. As you can see, Pepper's driving out without a hood, which, yeah, is something of a mark of shame, I suppose. And perhaps it's nothing to be ashamed about, but Daniel Voiles' rear end completely ripped off. Oh, wait, what? I could have sworn I just saw Pepper without a hood. Okay, Voiles has no hood. Is it going to suddenly magically reappear? Oh my days. Ridiculous. Okay. But who else here doesn't have a hood? I think everything's dope for everyone except Daniel Voiles, so clearly seeing things. But as you can see, when it comes to the battle off pit road, your restarting order will be Christian Bracken and Ashley Schadewald, with Gil Samaya, Max Davis, and Mathis Wells in the top 5 here. There's Joey Trickle going to the inside line for the restart. Steve Morgan, Mose, and Brittany White, Summit, Özkan, and Reggie Fogelman round out your top 10. Flo Wassell and Jenkins, the GOAT, Cropley, Harvey, Evans, Smith, PK, and Burnett, the rest of your top 20 here. So, yeah. Yeah, Joey Trickle's 1 lap down. Obviously needed a lot of extra time to repair the damage to the car. Of course, his rear end is also completely torn off. Also something of a mark of shame. It just looks super dumb and embarrassing. I'm pretty sure that mods for superior damage models exist out there. I think we all know about the roll cage one, which sort of resembles the, I never thought I'd say anything like this, but sort of resembles the injury patches from Alone in the Dark, the remake? That's what the game's called, right? Or maybe I'm thinking of Ride to Hell Retribution. It may be both of those games that do that. But anyways, yeah, if you know, you know. We're back underway once again here. 2 Dodge cars to lead the field. A third Dodge also in the top 5 here. Mathis Wells immediately trying to zigzag his way through. Yeah, Joey Trickle there. Joey Trickle holding up Mo Zane at the moment. Steve Morgan able to get by without much issue here. Gil Samaya immediately stepping out from the racing line to go for the overtake on Ashley Schonewald. It's going to be one of those racetracks where the Jasper Motorsports, you know, beasts of engines will shine. About to make some London Midnight references here. The car clearly tuned by, I don't know, R200 Club or something. That's what it's called. Or maybe Gatchan. I don't know. Yeah, racing the cars. Obviously improved performance here. The goat looking a little bit unsettled. Uh-oh, that's him spinning into Chris Harvey's way. Montero Salin taken out. A few other calls involved. Franco again caught up in an accident here. Caution out. You know, yeah, what just went wrong there? See, this is one of those things where I remember I was going to be focusing on the GOAT right as this moment occurred, but yeah, by some strange coincidence, I, you know, decided now was the best time to try to look at the GOAT here. So the GOAT, in amongst the traffic, clearly looking unsettled, possibly due to cold tires there, but yeah, he makes contact with Salin, loses control, spins into Smith, who actually manages to get off without much issue here, escaping onto the apron without much problem. Jana Fogelman doing the same, cutting through the grass in the process. But yeah, as you can see, Johnson involved again as well. Thomas, Austin, Allen spinning. I think, yeah, PK got a touch. Wolf getting a touch again. Oh yeah, no, PK went spinning. So yeah, Chris Harvey got a touch on the GOAT's car there, but like Smith was able to get by without much problem here. See if we can get some more perspectives here. Salin. Let's see what went wrong with Salin. I think Salin's car is on the receive. Oh, Salin also gets by without much issue. So really it's just a GOAT who had the worst of that incident, as along with these other drivers here. So that's a bit unfortunate. See if we can ride on board with the GOAT here and see just what went wrong. There we go. Okay. Back here. Yeah. He's in the middle, 3 wide, and just can't handle it quite well. Hopefully his rear end doesn't have to get ripped out, but yeah. Nothing much else changed in the order, I think. Max Davis loses position there, not sure, but whatever. The car's on the pit road once again. That's a bit strange. Reggie Fogelman stays out, and is he going to be able to lead the lap? Nope. I think Christian Bracken was still scored as the leader there, so the lap goes to Bracken. Let's see. Yeah, the car. When it comes to the cars involved in the accident there, Eli Wolf is going to obviously need some time to repair the damage. GOAT obviously needs 4 tires and damage repair as well. Thomas out once again, so good stuff. Franco and Allen good to continue the race, it seems. I think Lyle Austin, Rocky Johnson, and Anthony Schrauble have retired from the race due to the accident on lap 9. Pretty unfortunate. So, another caution, another set of cars whose retirements we can blame on our favorite scapegoat. The GOAT is such a versatile nickname for me, isn't it? Perhaps I'm patting myself too much. I think that my sister has said something to that effect at some point, but as you can see, Joey Trickle once again 1 lap down, moving to the inside line here. So yes, I think Reggie Fogelman was able to lead the previous lap, and he's going to get another lap in, of course, when we restart on lap 14. Reggie Fogelman will lead the field Leroy Jenkins, Lucas Evans, Colin Cropley, Matthew Burnett, Eric Monaco, Amy Hicks, Sabrina Footlago, Reagan Whitlock, and Montero Salin will make up your top 10. Ebrahimian, Langstein, PK, Voles, Bracken, Samaya, Shadowald, Wells, Davis, and Morgan, the rest of your top 20 here. 36 cars left in the contest. 35. 36. Take a look real fast at your lap times here as we wait for the green flag to drop again. Of course, we could just fast forward through it, but maybe I don't give a damn. Gil Samaya has the fastest lap, along with Ashley Shadowald. They have 29.9s. Obviously, Shadowald's much closer to 30, but both those guys have sub-30 lap times. Good stuff there. Christian Bracken and Simon Özkan with 30.1s. The GOAT 30.2. Mathis Wells and Bob and Flo with 30.3. Then, yeah, 8th, 9th, and 10th fastest belong to Reggie Fogelman, your current race leader, Steve Morgan, and Lucas Evans, who runs 3rd. Steve Morgan's somewhere in the top 20, I believe, yes. There we go, underway once again. Joey Trickle's going to get left in dust because, yeah, there's just way too much damage to his car for any meaningful result to come of this race here. Joey Trickle just going to have to settle for basically a last place finish here. Reggie Fogelman breaking away from the field. Very good stuff here. Just seeing what this guy can do when he has the lead of the race like this. Everybody already getting pretty bunched up here near the back of the field. I think that all eyes are going to be on the GOAT, of course. We'll have to find out if this man can make a comeback job here. He's already managed to get past Fogelman and Allen. Those guys have damage to their cars, so obviously not a big ask for the GOAT to overtake them, but as you can see, he finds himself quite a ways behind the damage-ridden car of Adalberto Franco. So yeah, he has quite a ways to go. And yeah, the leaders very far ahead here. Reggie Fogelman just flying away from the field. Good stuff there. Lucas Evans gets past Leroy Jenkins for 2nd place. Leroy Jenkins has been quite a disappointment this season, I have to be honest. Running up in the top 5 for what feels like the first time in a very long time. And just letting himself get passed by Lucas Evans, who hasn't exactly had the best first half of the season, but is obviously proving himself to be pretty capable here. A good car, good driver. And we expect, of course, aggressive overtaking maneuvers from Leroy Jenkins. We've seen some absolute dives, torpedo bombs, well, dive bombs, torpedo, dive. Yeah, I think either's accurate, but yeah, again, just not performing, I don't think. In fact, teammate Simon Özkan isn't exactly having the best time right now, but he's certainly shown much more promise this season so far. Matthew Burnett runs 4th, and yeah, I guess this is just turning into the roast here at Chicagoland. Start lap 18 of the Tropicana 400. Reggie Fogelman has gone pretty unnoticed recently, but as you can see, he's in a race lead, and yeah, he's definitely on for a good finish. Lucas Evans catching up. Again, Lucas Evans, definitely one of the best improvers this season, running 2nd. I think he's going to be very pleased with that here. Matthew Burnett runs 4th. He's been rather on and off, but I think we expect him to be a pretty decent force this season. Eric Monaco, definitely one of the best performers in the first 3 races of the season, but he's just had a string of bad luck and poor performances lately. We're going to take a break from what's basically more of a pat on the back job than a roast here, as we watch Lucas Evans dive to the inside down the back stretch here at Chicagoland to go for the race lead. Running side by side with Reggie Fogelman. Reggie Fogelman defending the position from the outside. Leroy Jenkins taking advantage to try to stick his nose into the action, but Matthew Burnett doing a much better job of that. Jenkins stuck on the outside. Burnett and Monaco on the inside here. 5 cars potentially vying for the lead here. Reggie Fogelman continues to maintain a nose in front of Lucas Evans at all times here. Evans has a lot of drafting support from Matthew Burnett. Monaco falling behind slightly, and Jenkins going to be able to get past him. Burnett's going to have 3rd place from Leroy Jenkins. Lucas Evans to lead lap 20. I think that's him quite comfortably into the lead here. Leroy Jenkins switching lines here. Reggie Fogelman now stuck on the outside. Matthew Burnett having a look for the race lead potentially here, but definitely into second he goes. Leroy Jenkins not going to beat Reggie Fogelman to the line. Now Amy Hicks, 6th place, coming out of nowhere. Amy Hicks I associate with crashing in turn 3 at Daytona. And not much else. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, actually, I think that Hicks has been doing well lately, but I just kind of forgot. I don't know. Yeah. Colin Cropley was the unlucky driver last season, like more so than say White or Pepper, who we could kind of say were just bad. Maybe that's really harsh, but yeah, Colin Cropley just could not for the life of him get a good result. Then again, he managed to get a top 10, a top 5, I think a DNF somewhere in there, but yeah, another good result for him recently, I think. You know, I don't know why, but I'm sort of talking as if Daytona Night's not supposed to have happened yet. Pepsi 400, I mean, but it has. So yeah, Colin Cropley winning the Pepsi 400. Yeah, there you go. I think his luck is going to finally turn around here, but as you can see, he's been overtaken by Dylan Ebrahimian, and that's sort of one of the other minor subplots, running gags of the season. So the Robert Yates cars just seem to have lots of problems. Ebrahimian, very prone to crashing in a historically crash-fest car. Crashable. What's the word I'm looking for? Prone? Yeah, crash-prone car. But, yeah, so I don't think his point standing is very good so far, but as you can see, he's moving his way up the field. He was able to get past Colin Cropley, and now he's getting past Amy Hicks, which maybe it's possible to chalk up to just, you know, I don't know, Amy Hicks not being that good, but again, maybe that's a little bit harsh. Mathis Wells, another driver who was doing very well early on in the season, but sort of fell off and is back in the top 10 for once, which is interesting news. Good news, of course. Christian Bracken, a dominant force in the whole season. Maybe not quite to the levels of Eric Monaco. Still yet to win a race, but still expected, of course, to put in good performances left, right, and center. Steve Morgan and Max Davis started in Las Vegas. They've been doing pretty well so far. Joey Trickle has had the better of them. But, yeah, Morgan, he can perform well if the GOAT doesn't take it out. And Max Davis, he won the shootout, but has yet to win a race this season. And it's definitely going to be looking forward to that pretty soon. Sabrina Futlego, he's sort of been there. I think he's pretty good on a good day like this. Pretty piss poor on a bad day. All over the place. Samit Özkan, we can expect him to be running in the top 20 at least. I think he won the race at Darlington, right? Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Yeah, I think that was his race. But yeah, still got a ways to go, I think. Harry Langestein, a back marker, now finding himself in the top 20, so perhaps he's finally got his act together. Chris Harvey, decent performances this season. Race win at Pocono. I think there's a lot more to expect from the guy, though. Brittany White has, well, she famously DNF'd in more races than she'd finished at some point. Well, here comes the GOAT. Just absolutely schooling her. Getting it to not Colin Cropley, that's Chris Harvey. Or Chase Cropley, possibly, if anyone remembers that. And Brittany White almost looked liable to spin across Gil Samaya's front end there. But, I mean, more importantly, the GOAT nearly losing it, trying to get past Chris Harvey. He's gonna go at it again. Come back at Chris Harvey here. Block him on the inside. Cream crackers passed without much issue here. I've got to be honest, the rear end of the number 4 car kind of looks like it's a guy wearing a pair of jeans. Maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. Patrick Smith, another very good driver this season. Not quite at the top where he usually is right now, but yeah, still pretty good. Gil Samaya, what can you say about Gil Samaya? He's just been a dominant driver with a really good car. Ari Taiki won the Richmond race. Definitely another on and off person there. Annie Thomas, she's been Annie Thomas. Estacia PK runs well with Wolf, does it without. I mean, look at this. The GOAT just overtaking cars left, right, and center here. We're trying to praise the field, or at least not be too rough on them. But I mean, what can you say about these guys? The GOAT now looking at the top 10. Colin Cropley and Amy Hicks, perhaps trying to form a sort of defensive wall there. No, the GOAT overtaking 3 cars through turns 1 and 2. Overtakes of the week. He is on fire. I don't know what the hell got into the GOAT here, but he is just absolutely determined to charge to the front of the field. That kind of looks like a fait accompli, so we'll go ahead and go back to our stuff here. Bob and Flobo, he's Bob and Flobo. I love Bob and Flobo. Come on. Mo Zane, he's been okay. Ashley Schadewald won the Daytona 500. Definitely expecting more for Riley Spurley. Been pretty good. Gerald Pepper, what can you say about Gerald Pepper? All the best to him in his Busch Series car there. Wolf, he was leading the points at one point. Where the hell is he now? Salin, forgettable. His name rhymes with Allen, whatever. Whitlock, long way to go. Franco, he was up at the front in the first few races of the season. Where's he gone? That is the real question. The GOAT up at the 4th spot here. Reggie Fogelman next on the chopping block. Racing down the backstretch here. Does Reggie Fogelman have more pace? The GOAT's just going to dive past through turns 3 and 4, bottoming out a little bit. He doesn't give a damn, I don't think. Burnett and Evans are next. So who's next on our shit list? Joey Trickle, another dominant driver in a dominant car. Just a little bit of bad luck today. Daniel Voiles, been on and off. Almost won Dover. Where the hell was that? That's right, Wolf won Dover. Yeah, that was fun. Joe Allen. Hey Joe, what you doing? Always getting in my way when I'm in the lead. Always. Then Jana Fogelman, another Robert Yates racing car. So, yeah. As for the drivers out of this race, Lyle Austin was kind of forgettable. Sorry, Cropley, but the truth hurts. Rocky Johnson. She probably could have won Rockingham. And I think she's done well at the restrictor plate races so far this season. Antonin Schallbaugh, sort of forgettable as well. Sorry. The truth hurts. I love AOL. And Agata Sato, his best finish of the season was a race where only about 15 cars finished the race. But you can't fault him for that. That's the GOAT just schooling Lucas Evans. No response possible there. Evans doing his damnedest, but I mean the GOAT now accelerating like a madman down the back stretch here. We've recently crossed the halfway point of this race. Now here comes the GOAT to lead lap 37. Could very well end up leading the rest of the race. It's Martinsville again. Not Las Vegas or California, but Martinsville most certainly. It's definitely not Sonoma either. What was the other race the GOAT won? Michigan. Yeah. So we won Las Vegas, Martinsville, California, Michigan, and yeah, and Sonoma. Well, Infineon, but yeah, whatever. Take a look at your running order. GOAT leading the race by, crikey, probably about 5 seconds at this point. Lucas Evans runs second. Matthew Burnett third. Reggie Fogelman fourth. Dylan Bohemian up to fifth now. Really good stuff there. Leroy Jenkins down to sixth. Eric Monaco and Christian Brackett lead two. Evernham Dodge cars 7th and 8th here. Mathis Wills 9th, and Steve Morgan rounds at your top 10. He's followed by Samit Özkan. Patrick Smith leads Brittany White and Max Davis. Amy Hicks, Colin Cropley, Gil Samayev, Sabrina Futlego, Chris Harvey, and Harry Langenstein round out your top 20 here. Although Langestein is under pressure from R.E. Taiki now, and Chris Harvey could very well be vulnerable at any moment's notice here. Bobbin Flober runs 22nd. He's followed by Annie Thomas and Asher Shadowell. There's Gerald Pepper right there. Mo Zane rallies Burley behind. PK and Wolf, the dynamic duo, finally together here, but outside the top 20 and barely above the bottom 10, of course. Montero Salin running on his own in 30th here. Here are Adalberto Franco, Reagan Whitlock, Joey Trickle, who's been put 2 laps down now. And as you can see, the GOAT has also been able to lap Daniel Voiles, Joe Allen, and Jana Fogelman without much shame or remorse. He is driving like a machine out there. And just as well in the black number 3 car, the car of the Intimidator. Gotta remember, of course, that Dale Earnhardt Sr., not the black number 3 car, was called the Intimidator. The GOAT's really made it his own, hasn't he? If I ever were able to drive NASCAR in real life, I would want to drive the black number 3. I don't care what sort of family ties Austin Dillon or any of the Dillons, for that matter, have to that car. You know, that's the one I want to drive right there. And of course, I want to be sponsored by Martini and Rossi, obviously. Not Burger King. No, thank you. It's kind of funny because I said, "Oh, what the hell is that?" That's the GOAT spinning across the grass. No caution, but clearly gassing it a bit too much out of turn 4 there. About to start lap 44, and well, he's had no problems here getting back onto his 4 tires there. Oh no! He rejoins the track right in front of Jana Fogelman, who rams into his rear end there. It wasn't too bad of a bump there, but that's the GOAT's rear end caved in, as you can see. Not good news for him. Jana Fogelman's been slowed down by the kerfuffle. Now Lucas Evans catching up ever so slightly here, but the GOAT might just still have just too much pace for Evans to really put in a chance of catching him. If Evans were to have caught the GOAT by now, it probably would just be curtains, really. As you can see, Reagan Whitlock off pit road here. Daniel Voiles as well. So we're seeing some of the leaders up front heading through pit road. Things getting really complicated here. Which means, in short, we're not going to worry about it too much right now. The important thing is that the GOAT is in the lead, and I think that Evans doesn't end up pitting. Burnett takes a while, but also ends up pitting. And as for the rest of this and stuff, I don't remember. Oh well. Basically, we just have to play it by ear. Matthew Burnett scored a 2nd. Evans falling to 5th. Oh, I guess Evans did pit, right? There he is in pit road. Okay, so I lied to you. There's Jenkins, Morgan, Harvey, a few more other people on the lead lap, obviously. Of course, quite a few people are, but these are sorts of gentlemen that you expect to be running up at the top of the field, along with the ladies as well. Had to catch myself there. GOAT's definitely got some pretty worn tires, but reckons that he can go to the end of the race on them. We'll have to see about that. Obviously, all the drivers at this point should have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race, assuming that they filled up during the first caution. Well, actually, there were 2. And I believe that a lot of the field pitted during both those cautions, of course, so no excuse for running out of fuel to stage in a race. 1 second here, my dad is texting me good night. It is 9:34, and usually I record these videos in the morning because there'll be times that I'm the only person at home, and so I can yell as loudly as I want without either feeling just self-conscious or worrying that I'm annoying my family members. As you can see, there are only 5 cars on the lead lap, apparently. Eric Monaco the best of the rest, basically. But yeah, the first of the cars a lap down. He's getting past Matthew Burnett here, and Joe Allen also doing the same. Actually, I think the GOAT is struggling on his worn tires here. They're not that old, but obviously they do seem to be causing him quite a bit of trouble here. Here come Gerald Pepper and Mo Zane zooming in on their fresher tires. The GOAT slides to the outside there, bottoming out once again, scraping the wall a little, I think. And Pepper beats him to the line. Mo Zane gets past him as well. Here comes Eli Wolf. Reagan Whitlock follows closely behind. It's obviously not looking like good news for the GOAT. He might just have to pit at some point. Matthew Burnett is apparently 16.83 seconds behind. I think it's Matthew Burnett who doesn't pit, actually. I don't believe he's pitted, but yeah, as you can see, there's quite a gap between himself and... Oh, yeah, Eric Monaco's just been left. When did that happen? I have no idea, but as you can see, the GOAT able to get past Franco, Pepper, and Taiki. Whitlock, Wolf, and Zane leaving him in the dust. Gil Samaya, who's running third. He's quite close to the GOAT, but yeah, I mean, yeah, what is going on here? Oh, that means Taiki's just been lapped for the first time. And he's getting passed by Pepper. Yeah, it's all very confusing, but, well, who would have guessed that the only constant here is that the GOAT's in the lead? How about that one? Here he comes back at Wolf, Whitlock, Zane, and Samaya. Wow, Zane with just as much confidence as the GOAT to dive into turn 3 there. The GOAT's able to get past him and file in front. It seemed as the GOAT was hesitating to do so, actually. And there's Whitlock behind. Yeah, the GOAT leaving Zane a little bit of space on the inside line there. Zane showing better acceleration. Oh, the GOAT almost turned right into his car. That would not have been very good news. Now here comes Jana Fogelman to offer the GOAT a little bit of respite, running much slower than Zane and Whitlock here, who actually are fighting Jana Fogelman for position. Importantly, she's going to lose all of those to Wolf, Whitlock, and Zane, but only fighting for positions in the bottom 20s here. So that's not going to be very good news. Adalberto Franco even getting past Jana Fogelman, so there must quite clearly be something wrong with this Robert Yates Racing Ford Taurus. Who would have guessed? Wow. As Into the Berry would say, massive amounts of wow involved. I think that the GOAT scraped the outside wall once again. Yeah, Matthew Burnett has still not pitted, I believe, but he's getting passed by Samit Özkan. Yeah, which definitely gives you... what? The GOAT's approaching Matthew Burnett now. The GOAT's about to catch Matthew Burnett, who hasn't pitted, which makes some sense. I mean, the GOAT's tire is quite clearly suffering right here, and also damage to the car that needs to be repaired. He's been cream-crackered by Mo Zane and Eli Wolf, who are on fresher tires, but near the back of the running order. Now both those guys get past Burnett without much issue. The GOAT able to follow behind. And Joey Trickle getting lapped once again. He's just had a miserable time this race, just running the car for whatever reason. Just the fun of it. I guess Joey Trickle's having some fun racing that car around, even though he's not fighting for the race win or even for a very good points finish in any sort of capacity. He's continuing to wheel that stricken car around the track because it's fun. Same deal with the GOAT is quite aware of when it comes to his Sunday drives at Talladega and Pocono, for example. So really good times here. So yeah, it's kind of going to be rather difficult for us to really appreciate the running order here. I I'm getting tired as well. It's been a long day. Woke up at 4:40 in the morning. I think I tried going back to sleep. And I think by 6 I was up again, doing the usual routine. Brushing my teeth, feeding the dog, having breakfast, coffee. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, if it's not obvious, I wanted to sort of... I mean, look at this. Something just clearly wrong with Jana Fogelman. Steve Morgan able to get past after quite a bit of holding up. I'm just running much slower than everyone else on track here. Again, always seems to be problems with these Robert Yates racing cars. I think that these cars can be really good when these guys are just having a good day and really applying themselves. But like days like today, they're just mediocre. Dylan Abrahamian runs 7th. You gotta commend them for that. But obviously, like at this point in the season, much more of those consistent performances are needed. Riley Spurley gets into Jana Fogelman, spins her out. We have a caution. Chris Harvey narrowly avoiding that car there. Oh no! Sabrina Footlega piles into Jana Fogelman's car, sending it spinning like a cyclone here. And there's the goat. The goat gets piled into by Gerald Pepper. He runs into Sabrina Footlega's car as well, which is already damaged beyond repair here. Caution out. And I think the goat has to race back to it, doesn't he? Does he have to race back? Or is the pace car out already? Pace car's out already, so no problem for the goat here, but more damage to his car, and that could be potentially problematic. So let's see here. Let's take a look at this incident once again. Heading towards the start-finish line here, Jana Fogelman, I think, goes a little bit too far to the inside to cover off Riley Spurley. It doesn't quite work out. Spurley doesn't get too much, doesn't have too much of an issue there. Chris Harvey avoids Jana Fogelman's car, but Sabrina Footlega's not nearly as lucky. Look at that car spin. Well, if she wasn't already having problems with the car, yeah, that's just her out of the race, along with Sabrina Footlega. Let's have a run on board with this driver here. We were kind of saying that he was just sort of on and off this season, I think. But, yeah. I mean, he didn't even make any effort to stop that car there. And that's just really bad luck. Let's take a ride on board with Gerald Pepper here. Yeah, the caution's already out. The goat trying to slow down because he can't see through that cloud of smoke there. Gerald Pepper just rams into his car, and I think that's going to be race-ending damage for Gerald Pepper there. But more importantly, it remains to be seen if there's not any significant damage to the goat's car besides the rear end, which is not looking very healthy. Kind of looks like my rear end back in Atoyac after eating a bunch of carne asada and salchichas. And, yeah. Let's just say I left a lot of myself behind in a little outhouse in the... Okay, I'm going to stop describing this rather embarrassing and not to mention disgusting scene from my trip to Mexico in May 2021. As you can see, Gerald Pepper has retired from the race. Sabrina Footlega and Jana Fogelman also definitely out. Definitely not going to be able to continue. And the goat is getting 4 tires here, which obviously he needs. Obviously really scraped through them. They were already very worn, but yeah, after that crash on lap 61, I think, or so, for the goat, yeah, this was obviously going to be necessary. Alright, not too much damage to repair. So yeah, as you can see, it's very late in the race. And, well, there's Eric Monaco, who runs second, ahead of Lucas Evans in third. Franco and Whitlock behind the pace car here, just about to be lapped once again. Goat comes out. We'll let ourselves skip through this right here. I think we'll be going green pretty soon. Yep, so we'll have technically we'll have 2 laps to go. When we restart here, Rake and Whitlock is 1 lap down and about to be lapped once again. It seems, apparently. That sounds about right. So once again, well, Trickle's still in the race. 2 laps down now. But yes, Lego, Pepper, and Fogelman, Jaina Fogelman that is, have obviously retired to the race due to their crashes. Yeah, Joey Trickle's still, yep, there he is. Running between 10th and 11th place here. And obviously not fighting for position. Reagan, Whitlock, and Alberto Franco. First of the cars a lap down, coincidentally. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Monaco's not going to lap them because they're already lapped down, so they won't be put 2 laps down. Yeah. Sounds right. But they're going to lead the field. Monaco, Evans, Reggie Fogelman, Matt Wills, Daniel Voiles, not Daniel Voiles, Dylan Abrahimi and Colin Cropley, Christian Brackett, Matthew Burnett, and Leroy Jenkins make up your top 10. Allen and Voiles are the last cars running through the rest of the field here. Reagan Whitlock leads the field to the green flag. All the GOAT really has to do is stay behind and yeah, not get himself into trouble, but well, it doesn't look like he's going to content himself with that. He's going to take the opportunity that's been afforded him just now and fly past Arya Taiki, who's just going much slower. Here he goes, making it 3 wide down the back stretch here. Every intention of dive bombing his way through turn 3 there. Putting more cars a lap down. He loves it. He knocks Riley Spurley out of the way. Perhaps he doesn't even care that Riley Spurley caused that caution. It does not matter to him any single way in any sort of sense, but white flag is out. This is the final lap. And the GOAT basically dominated the second half of this race. Again, not quite a domination job from Las Vegas or California, but something more akin to Martinsville and Michigan, which were great races from him, no doubt. I don't even think that the GOAT was really expecting to come home and win this race, but he has done without much issue. Checkered flag waves. The GOAT goes to victory lane once again, his 6th win of the season. I think you can argue that a lot of those wins were flukes in some sort of way. I mean, the domination jobs especially, but maybe none of them were. I think Infineon was definitely a fluke for the GOAT. I have no idea how he won that one. He obviously was able to apply himself there. But yeah, I mean, Martinsville, I think Martinsville really came out of nowhere. At Michigan, the GOAT drove a great race. And here at Chicagoland, well, obviously he just yeah, outperformed the field. I'm patting myself on the back too much, I apologize. But yeah, who stepped up? Who stepped up today? Obviously no one. Yeah, the GOAT just, yeah, able to just fly by the whole field. Lucas Evans, in some alternate universe, won this race. But it's the GOAT giving the fans their donuts and their Polish victory lap in Joliet today. Good stuff. Wow. Alright, so that's cool. Take a look at your official standings here. The GOAT wins today and also gets the extra 5 points for most laps led. 5 different leaders today with 4 lead changes, 3 caution flags over 12 laps. Seems quite normal. This is an interesting little glitch. That was obviously a nice sunny race, but when I actually ran it, the whole weekend was cloudy. And in fact, it was 59 degrees and quite windy the whole weekend as well, so I don't know what that was about. Eric Monaco comes home second after having started 29th today. I think he's going to be very pleased with that result. Lucas Evans, I think he could definitely be happy with third, but obviously he probably would have wanted to win this race. Mathis Wells and Reggie Fogelman round out your top 5. Dylan Ebrahimian started 37th, came home 6th. Again, another result to be happy with. Christian Bracken finished with 7th. Leroy Jenkins is going to be disappointed, losing 6 positions that race. Colin Cropley 9th, and Amy Hicks, who started last, managed to snag that top 10. Another result to be quite pleased with. Patrick Smith, S.p.A, Brittany White, Steve Morgan, Bob Flobo, and Montero Salin were the last of the cars to finish on the lead lap. Spurley Zane, Wolf Harvey, Thomas Davis, Özkan Shadoval, Langstein, Burnett Samaya, Taiki Whitlock, Franco Voilas, and Allen came home 1 lap down. Trickle had to finish 3 laps down after being involved in a crash on lap 3. Sabrina Lego, Gerald Pepper, and Jada Fogelman crashed out around lap 59 or so. Lyle Austin, Rocky Johnson, Anthony Charlebois caught up in the second caution on lap 8 or 9 or so. And Agata Sato, the only retirement from the second lap crash, actually. Well, no, third. Apparently I can't math. So that's that. As for your season standings, we have officially reached the halfway point of the season. 18 races complete. 18 races to go. Patrick Smith continues to lead the table here. Eric Monaco up to second along with Christian Bracken. Good stuff from the Evernham Dodge cars today. Salman Özkan 4th. Gil Samaya 5th. Along with teammate Joey Trickle in 6th. The GOAT jumps up to 7th. Actually, I think he was only in 8th, but it gives us something we love to see. The number 8 car, 8th position in the standings. Riley Spurley 9th, and Chris Harvey rounds out the top 10. We got Steve Morgan, Estacio Piquet, Reggie Fogelman, Elon Wolf, Ari Taiki, Max Davis, Mathis Wells, Matthew Burnett, Ashley Schadewald, and Bob and Flobo to round out your top 20. So Steve Morgan just on the cusp of the top 10 of the points there. Max Davis still down in 16th. Still has a way to go, but obviously he can be pretty pleased with his good performances this season. As you can see, among the top 10, Christian Bracken and Joey Trickle, surprisingly, but also Daniel Voiles and Riley Spurley have yet to win a race. Morgan hasn't won a race. That's a bummer. PK, Reggie Fogelman, Davis, Wells, Burnett, and Flobo also have yet to win a race. I think there's a race winner in the bottom 40 here somewhere. Of course, it's Colin Cropley, who, he was hanging out near the back of the table, but up to 25th now. Good stuff there. Bottom 20 here, Charlebois, Evans, definitely going to be hoping to jump into the top 20, maybe even the top 10 at some point here. Thomas Salon, Cropley as mentioned, Jana Fogelman, Zane Jenkins, Footlego, Hicks, Langestein, Sata Ebrahimian, Austin, Johnson, Allen, White, Whitlock, Franco, and, still in last place, Gerald Pepper. He'll figure it out someday. He's 136 points behind Adalberto Franco. So he's going to need a lot of very good performances in the latter half of this season if he wants to be anywhere near the top 20 by the end there. So it seems that Franco's just dropped out of nowhere there. I mean, wasn't he running in the top 10 at Rockingham? He's just been nowhere. Yeah. List of your drivers without top 10s. Austin and Whitlock and Franco. Yeah. That's not very good. No top 5s for Thomas, Jana Fogelman, Zane, Jenkins, Footlego, Hicks, or White, but they at least have one top 10. So, yeah, bummer. Most poles this season so far, the GOAT, Smith and Samaya shared 3, Trickle has 2, Voiles, Morgan, Taiki, Davis, and Whitlock have each had 1. Again, 6 wins for the GOAT, Monica and Samaya tied for 2, Smith, Özkan, Harvey, Wolf, Taiki, Shadowald, Cropley, and of course Sevilla, your one-time race winners this season. Most top 5s and most top 10s, Patrick Smith, of course, Monaco, Trickle, the GOAT, and Morgan have 6 top 5s. Trickle has 10 top 10s. Monaco, Bracken, Özkan, Voiles with 9. The GOAT with 8th. Samaya, Morgan, PK, Wolf, and Davis 7. Now, laps completed contest. Montero Salin, again, is going to be ahead of Matthew Burnett here. 13:36 out of 13:51 laps. The GOAT obviously still not going to be anywhere near the front there. 1,162. Least laps completed, of course, Brittany White. No surprise there. Left sled, still the GOAT. 4:53, still comfortably ahead of Patrick Smith. Yeah, we can't count out the fact that Smith, Samaya have led a lot of laps this season. Same with Voiles. So, yeah. And Trickle, so, I mean, their race wins have got to be coming at some point. So, I think we had enough of taking a look at your standings here and all the different statistics. Next race, the New England 300 at New Hampshire International Speedway. It's been Hanafuda. It's been a time and a half, an honor. And I will see you in the next video.